DPS is on the defensive, explaining why it's hiring new troopers at the same time it's laying off older troopers. DPS has to cut $50 million from its budget, but some lawmakers say taking 117 experienced troopers off the street is another bad idea from the department. Ross Ramsey is co-founder and executive editor of the Texas Tribune in Austin for us as always. Good morning to you, Ross.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. You know, these troopers are already getting retirement pay. This appears to be, though, still the latest controversial decision DPS has made. Others, like charging for the crime lab, those have been rescinded. What do you expect to happen with this?
They're looking for ways to cut the budget, and one way to cut the budget is to cut the most expensive officers. Those are the most experienced ones, and these guys already have a retirement anyway, so the department thought this would be a good idea. But the optics of cutting troopers at a time when you're adding troopers is really hard. The governor has gotten in the way of their other budget cuts. He might get in the way of this one.
You know, many parents also have known this next issue for quite a while. A federal investigation shows that Texas has failed students with special needs, and TEA must now make some changes.
There was a series of stories in the Houston Chronicle that the agency had limited schools to 7% of its students, whether it had more than that as disabled students or not. Families got upset about it. They raised hell about it, and they got the state to turn that policy around. The state is in the process of doing that, but the feds have come in and said, you know, by the way, we're with the parents on this one. Turn that policy around.
Finally, I want to ask you about what happened in the last legislative session. Texas is now going to start handing out some money for Texas police to buy bulletproof vests, and it's enough to buy more than 3,000 of these vests for police here in North Texas, according to your website that I read.
Right, it's 33,000 statewide. There are about 78,000 law enforcement officers in Texas. This grant allows the governor's office and the state to buy 33,000 vests, about 40% of the officers. And these are vests that are resistant to automatic rifle fire. The Dallas case a couple of summers ago is I guess was the spark for this.
Ross, thanks a lot. Back to you in just a moment.